Lagoland! Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Lagoland. Today we're going to look at something I've been looking forward to for a long time. We are looking at the Mondo Masters of the Universe Skeletor exclusive timed edition 1/6 figure. This is going to be a trip. First, let's take a look at the box with this amazing illustration by Florian Bertmer with Skeletor in the front. Then you got the sides with Masters of the Universe. And here are all the artists from Mondo that put this together. Concept design, Emiliano Santalucia. Sculpt, Tommy Hodges. Paint, Mark Bristow. Packaging illustration, Florian Bertmer. Packing layout, Nolan Fleming. Art director, Hector Arce. And photographer, Raul Barrero. Here's a close-up of this amazing illustration by Florian Bertmer. And I wanted you guys to see a close-up so you could see all these little hatch marks and details that you wouldn't see from far away. And you do see the Dragon Blaster. You do see Spike over there. That's probably a little hint at something to come. Snake Mountain in the background. And all these nice little designs and colors just to make this really stand out. Once you open the box, it has Velcro, so it's a nice little design. And you see some photography from Raul Barrero. And he's amazing. He knows how to make these figures look like they're part of this amazing, crazy world. And make sure you check them out on Instagram and on all the packaging. It's just fantastic artwork. And you can see everything from this window box, all the different heads, all the different accessories. You got Skeletor there and everything. And this is what it looks like when you open the box. You got two trays, one on top of the other, the figure on top, and then all the accessories and hands on the bottom. This is the bottom tray. You can see all the different accessories that are included. We have the battle axe, and here's a close-up of the battle axe. We have some nice weathering, some dry brushing in there, and just beautiful paint work. Next, we have the Terror Claws, and these are from the mini comics version. What's cool about these is they do have a hinge, so there's a little bit of articulation to bend them. And again, with this nice pearly purple paint job and the gauntlets over there that you can switch up. Just the attention to detail. And these have weathering on them too. So you see a little bit of like silver peeking through the purple, which is fantastic. Next, we have all the different hands. We have a hand to hold the sword or the axe. One that's a little bit less open. I'm guessing that's for the sword. We have an open hand. I like this gestural hand here because some of the fingers are like lifting up and some are lifting down. It's very expressive. Next, we have this lock for the Dragon Blaster. Again, this has some weathering in it as well. And we have the Havoc staff, and this is just, look at the like bends in there, and then the different colors. We have that purple and the black. Again, the little circular motif that you have on the axe as well. And then we have the chain again for the Dragon Blaster. And then, of course, we have the Power Sword with that same purple and that same wear and tear there. That silver peeking through. And then this is the new base that they're using for Motsu, which is nice. It's a nice little base you have there with this like stone look. Next, we have the wired cape, and this thing is huge, and the wires bend really, really nice. It goes under the like armor piece on Skeletor, and you also have a cloth hood as well. Not only do you get the plastic hood, you also get a cloth hood, and this has wires on the edges. So this is what the tray with the figure looks like. You have Skeletor and a variety of different heads. You have the smoke blast that attaches to the dragon figure. We have the dragon blaster here. Then we have these little emblems here. And the battle chest armor and the standard chest armor. We have everything you could think of. Dragon blaster chest armor and the different types of heads included with this timed edition. And here we have Skeletor from top to bottom. Fantastic. And before we look at more accessories, I just wanted to show this figure outside the box, fully loaded with the cloth cape, the cloth hood, and the staff, and this power sword. This, it's just such a fantastic figure. It's a great piece. There's a wide variety of things that you can do here, including this cape. You can just bend it any way you want. It looks like it's blowing in the wind, and so much fun. Next, we're going to look at the smoke blast, and this attaches to the dragon figure. There's like a little peg that goes inside the mouth, and here you can see the green translucent parts, and it has like a like a little bit of a metallic. I think I'm not too sure, but it does really stand out. And here's one of the coolest things in the timed edition. It's the dragon figure, the dragon blaster. This guy's fully articulated jaw, detail inside the mouth. You have a little area to put that peg in. All the little details on the teeth, painted so well. This could be a figure on its own, like its own thing, but they included it with the timed edition. So shout out to Mondo for really making these ultimate versions of these figures, really taking up the next step, the next level in accessories. The paint is fantastic. It's articulated. It has all this detail, all these scales. The feet, look at the bottom of the feet. Look at look at that, all the little wrinkles and everything at the bottom of the feet. Let's take a look a little bit of the articulation. We have the jaw here. Then you have the neck. There's a little peg there for the neck. It goes side to side. It should go up and down. I just don't want to push it too much. There is a little bit of a peg there. You can see it right in there. I'm trying to mess around with it. Then you have this little, I guess, waist or chest, abdomen area. We have a swivel in the ankles and go up and down those arms. Again, I'm going to try to move this, but it's not working out. And then, yeah, we have the ankles that move, swivel on the tail. And, yeah, it moves quite a bit for just an accessory that was included with the timed edition. Now, one thing that's super interesting is that the arms and the legs move outward as well, so you have that extra bit of articulation in there. Let's take a look at this battle chest armor. We have a little magnet here. And again, I just really want to emphasize the amount of detail that goes into these things. There's little skull rivets everywhere. There's a little bit of a snake mountain rivet right here. Painted so well. You have these little chains and crossing and the belts, and you can't forget about magnets. So it has magnets. So you put it together, you have these magnets. They're fairly strong, and these magnets will connect it together, and it's very enjoyable experience putting them together. Now this is one of the battle chest armor bat emblems, and it comes with 2 of them. And you can see back here it has a magnet, and that will connect to the battle chest armor. And then we have a battle damaged version, reminiscent of the battle chest armor Skeletor figure, and that just pops right on with the magnet, and there you go. That's it. It's as easy as that. The magic of magnets. The other armor it comes with, and this is more of like a pinkish magenta rosy look. This is the Dragon Blaster chest armor, and you can have the Dragon Blaster hanging on there on the shoulder. Again, with these small little details painted to perfection. This is a lot more bright and colorful than the other one. And I think it's a nice change. Again, this is adding to the options. You get to do all these little things that make the one figure turn into like a whole collection of Skeletors. Let's take a look at a different head options it comes with. This is the Mondo Redux portrait, and this is like their take. And I really like this one. This has like a much more realistic look to it. It has a lot of weathering and paint application on it. Much more, again, like I said, like a realistic look to it. I'd love to see this on my Scorpion figure. I want to try that out later on, because there's so many different heads that you get with this, and obviously you have this articulated jaw as well. Next we have the Alcala portrait. This is from the mini comics. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones in this pack, because you have these like ink lines on it, and I love that little detail there. And it does look super creepy. This like almost surprised look. I'm in love with this head portrait. And it's going to be fun because I get to change them around on my display. Maybe I want to use one day and I want to use the other one the next day. But this is up there for me. And again, the articulated jaw. This next portrait is reminiscent of the actual toys, the vintage toys. And this one also has a nice plain application, because we have a little bit of a gradient from the dark green to a lighter lime green. And this one comes attached with the hood, all plastic. This one's a fun one. I don't know if I'm going to use this one too often, but it's definitely one of the funner looking additions to the set. And this is the portrait that comes in the box. This is their regular, I'm guessing the regular Skeletor head portrait. And this is one of the more like, I guess not, I wouldn't say safe. It's not safe. It's more like the one. I can't think of a better word. This is the one. This is the one I'm going to be using more often, but I do like all of them. And here we have all of the portraits. You can see the different types of greens. It's not all the same shade of green, and the different styles. We have the regular, we have the Redux, we have Alcala, and then we also have the vintage toy. And then you get the plastic hood as well as the cloth hood. And here we're going to try to put the smoke blast and attach it to the dragon figure. Again, there's a little indent in there, and you just peg it on. Very simple, and it also stays on really well. It's not falling or anything. It stays on really well. And take a look at that. So cool. It's articulation time. Here we go. So we have the head that goes side to side, goes up and down, not so much. But then we also have the articulated jaw in there, which is wonderful. And then we have a twist over there at the chest area. Also, you have a little twist on the waist, but I don't want to push it too much. And here we have the arms going up. Okay, they could possibly go up a little bit higher, but I don't want to push it. I didn't warm this figure up or anything. We have the swivel at the elbow. You do have to put quite a bit of force on this figure. We have the bicep swivel. And then we have the single jointed elbow as well. Goes about 90. There's that waist joint I was telling you guys about. It doesn't move too much, and I didn't want to push it. I'm fine with just the top moving. And here we have the torso articulation. As far as the legs go, they can go out about this much. They possibly could go more, but I didn't want to push it. We have a thigh swivel in there and double jointed knees. It does take a lot of force for these joints. They're good joints. They're stiff joints. You're not going to get any breakages here. And then we have the ankles. But being such an expensive figure, you don't want to go crazy with it. And there you have it. See the back, double jointed knees, all the good stuff. Let's take a look at some of the looks you can accomplish with this figure. Here we have the Skeletor with just like the regular head sculpt, cloth cape, and then the plastic hood. I decided to go with the plastic hood here because it's much more easily controlled than the fabric hood. But both of them work well. And here's a close-up of all the little small details. You can see the little skull rivets everywhere. The bone, look at the bone paint there. You have a nice paint job with some wash on it. All the little bats everywhere on the armor. We have the wrist gauntlets with the belts. The staff. It's just... It's just an incredible piece. That's it. Snake. We have the snake from Snake Mountain. We have the loincloth. That's cloth goods, so it's actual cloth. And again, more skulls painted with the gold. Perfect painting, too. The painting, they did not miss on the paint here. This is definitely like an artist. This is an artistic figure. This is like an art figure disguised as an action figure. Collectible. Here's a turnaround so you can see a little bit more of the cape and the wire. It is a huge cape. Look at the little detail over there in the back. The cape is huge and the wire is really well done. Let's see what's under here. I know people are probably wondering. It is sculpted down there. So if you take out that loincloth, you do have that sculpt. So taking out the loincloth can also be another thing that you can do to change the look of the figure, because some of the vintage figures didn't have that little skirt piece or the loincloth. Here's a look at the cloth hood. I didn't mess with it too much here, but there is wires on the edges. There's a little piece back here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, take that off, pull it out, but decided not to. And the bottom of this hood has kind of like a scrunchiness to it, so it stays on pretty well. Great option, a great option, especially if you have the cloth cape and you're not a fan of like the plastic with the cloth. You have the cloth hood now too. It does take some time getting used to, and here I'm trying to do it with one hand, so it's hard. So here we have Skeletor with the vintage figure head sculpt. Same body as before. He does have the sword now. And you have the cape. And to remove the armor, I'm not sure if this is the right way, but it's the only way I found. You just pull it down the legs. Let's put on the dragon armor. You just put it on the chest, front and back. Like so. The magnets will do the work. Now we gotta get this chain through this little hole here. Gonna put it to the side a little bit and try to just sneak it in there. It does take a couple tries, but once you get it, you get it. There we go. Now we're gonna get the dragon figure and we're gonna just insert that little peg on the neck piece, the collar, and just slide it in. The Dragon Blaster does have a certain weight to it, so you might run into a situation where the armor does kind of fall off a little bit. You gotta, mess around with it so the weight distribution is right. Let's try to put the head on here. We're gonna go with the Redux head. And I don't want to push it too much. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a little bit. One of the things that's kind of difficult, and you're seeing this now, is that with the Dragon Blaster, it has a certain weight to it, and you put the head, so you kind of have to mess around with it a little bit. And another thing is, when you're putting the head sculpts and you have the plastic hood on, you're almost kind of worried of breaking the peg because you don't know if you're really getting the pegs at certain times when you're pushing it down on the peg. You're pushing that head down on the peg. So that's one thing. Here we go. And we're just going to hide that back there. It is supposed to go on the collar, but just don't want to open it up. And there we have the Dragon Blaster Skeletor. This is so cool. So cool. And here's a closer look at the Dragon Blaster armor and Dragon Blaster accessory. And you can see it front to back. And everything is holding on really well. The magnets are doing a good job. Again, you got to mess around with the weight distribution a little bit. You can't just hang it there and expect it to just stay there for a while. You just have to mess around with it a little bit. And this Mondo Redux head is awesome. It's so cool. So let's get a close-up at this this armor here. And now the Redux portrait. Close up, you can see all the little crevices and details on that portrait, and now the dragon accessory with the smoke effect. Next up, we have the Battle Armor Skeletor. And again, one of the many options you have with this timed edition. Decided to put the Skeletor head, the regular Skeletor head. And here are some close-ups of the Battle Armor. Again, very similar with the painting of the bones and all the little skulls everywhere. And there you have the bat emblem sticking out, magnetized. Here we have all the little skulls in the background painted with gold, and the snake. Man, they great work. Great work here. Now we're going to take off this bat emblem and switch it up with the battle damage version. You can have a little battle damage action there. And if you have the He-Man with the battle armor, you can have them both duking it out. Next, we have the Alcala head sculpt, or head portrait in this case. With that freaky, crazy look, and I thought this would look fantastic with the terror claws, these super long fingers. This is what I really like this look. And again, you can see the little like inking details with the shading in the Alcala head, and the terror claws with a little bit of a weathering on them. You see a little bit of silver going through that purple, that pearly purple. There you have it, the Mondo Timed Edition 1/6 exclusive Skeletor. This is one of my favorite figures. I can't wait to put it on display. Shout out to all the artists: Emiliano, Tommy, Mark, Florian, Nolan, Hector, Raul. You guys did a fantastic job, and I'm so happy to have this. I don't need any more Skeletors. This is the ultimate Skeletor. The only issue now is I need Panther, and I need He-Man, and I need Battle Cat. Here we go. Oh my god, this thing is fantastic. So many options, and I didn't even get through all of them on the video, but if you are looking for a Skeletor, if you're a Motu fan, even if you're not a Motu fan, and you want something that just stands out on the shelf and that you can mess around with every now and then, changing the accessories and making it look like it's a completely different figure, this is the one. Any Motu fan should have this. Me being a fairly newer Motu, I always liked Motu, but I never really got into the figures that much until recently. And the aesthetic is what gets me, these blues and these greens and all that. And just, I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy I got the timed edition with everything. And this is definitely probably going to, I know it's early in the year, but it's definitely going to be in the top 10 figures of the year for me. Mondo did an amazing job. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And I'm totally looking forward to getting more of these. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this figure, and thanks for checking out Lagoland. See you soon. Peace.